Emotion is like for you right now after that crazy fight?
I mean, first off, hats off to Charles. Hats off to Charles for surviving that first round, surviving their barrage. Secondly, huge thank you to the UFC for this opportunity. You know, I just saw Dana and Hunter and those guys back there. I really feel like I'm living a dream. Win, lose, or draw. But you know, here we are. Got a busted up eye and another loss on my record. But hey, I've come back from worse. Felt like everything was clicking in there. Just got caught, zigged when I should have zagged, and here we are talking to you without the belt on this table. But we're gonna keep moving forward as stuff moves fast.
It looked like before the fight started, you were kind of taking a moment to like soak everything in. I mean, it was a pretty amazing atmosphere in there. Was there any kind of different feel for you? I mean, was it difficult at all to deal with all the circumstances surrounding this event?
No, gosh, man, this is. I feel like I'm right where I'm supposed to be. I do. I was just enjoying the moment, enjoying the fans back. God, I love fighting with the fans. I loved being there with the fans. This is one of the reasons why we do what we do, because of the people that buy the pay-per-views, the people that show up to the events, the people that cheer, boo, you know, talk trash on Twitter, whatever. It doesn't matter. The highs, the lows, the happy, and everything in between, man. The fans make it what it is, and I just felt like I was in the right moment. A smile was on my face again. I feel like I'm fighting on borrowed time still. You know, there was moments in my career where I never thought I'd end up here. I never thought that the door would open, and now it has. And the first one was the highest of highs, and this it's not the lowest of lows, because Charles Oliveira is a world class. Fighting it for the UFC title is a world class opportunity. But as my son knows, every young man falls, but every young man gets back up. And the sun will rise tomorrow, and when I fly home without the belt, we got some explaining to do, but we're going to figure it out.
What were your thoughts in the opening round as it was unfolding? Like you said, I mean, you hurt him, but then, of course, he got to your back as well. I think people were, you know, obviously that's a tough spot to be in with him. So back and forth, incredible round. What did you think about it?
I loved it. I loved to be able to show that I could stay composed against the best grappler on the planet. I somewhat kind of let him take my back. I like to let guys take my back, get that one-on-one, and I spun around and got into his guard just like I always do in a lot of positions. One of those deals where I didn't feel like I was in danger at all, but that was kind of dumb because you're always in danger if Charles Oliveira has your back. But I feel comfortable in that scenario. Should I have let it get there? Probably not. But it's part of it, and you know, we fought through it, we wrestled through it, we anti-jiu-jitsu'd through it. Turns out I lost on the feet, not on the ground.
And I know you'll probably want to go back and watch it and break it down, but in your mind, what did happen in round two? I mean, did he just land the right shot, or do you feel like you got a little too aggressive? What do you think happened?
You can never get too aggressive, man. Aggressive is my style. Aggressive is me. Aggressive is who I am. I don't know. It's the fight game, man. It's 4-ounce gloves, and you zig when you should have zagged, and before you know it, Charles Oliveira is getting the belt wrapped around his waist instead of yours. So, you know, here we are. I've been here before after losses. The sport moves quickly. I am still world class. Anybody, you know, next to get me into that in line for the title again, I believe I can beat them and beat anybody in the top 5. So we'll see what happens.
Last thing for me, I mean, as you said, you'll be back and you'll try to get back to that belt within a year. But ideally, this last 9 months has been pretty insane, what you've done. So I imagine some family time might be enjoyable too. So I guess as you sit there right now, ideally, when would you like to fight again against whoever it ends up being?
No idea, man. This is the biggest, the baddest, and the greatest promotion on the planet, with the biggest, the baddest, and greatest promoters on the planet within the most electrifying division in the sport. There's no shortage of great names. There's no shortage of great opportunities. So we'll see what happens. You know, I would have won tonight. There would have been definitely more time off probably. But I just want to be a husband and a father again too. You know, I want to go give my time to them too. So we'll see. You know, we'll see what's next.
Michael, I'm sure this is very fresh, but I remember in the lead up to this, you thought that sometimes Charles, if he faced adversity, would wilt. Do you have a newfound respect? I know you respected him anyway, but do you respect him even more now, knowing that he actually was able to survive some adversity tonight?
Yeah, he showed that he had the gall to get through that. I mean, got dropped, got hurt, I mean, I was on top of him. He's really long and did a really good job of tying me up, so I couldn't really rain down too hard of punches or elbows. But he definitely got through some adversity tonight. So I still stand by what I said. I don't hype up fights by being facetious or overstating things. I called it like I saw it, and he showed tonight that he is, tougher than a lot of us thought he was. So hats off to him. He is our champion now at 155, and I'm coming for the belt again.
I think the UFC has really enjoyed you in the promotion because you're the sort of guy who makes a point of taking opportunities when they arise. Is that going to, you mentioned you want to take some time off to be a father and a husband, but is that still going to be your attitude? Just grab opportunities whenever they arise and try and keep as busy as possible for this promotion so you can get another shot?
I don't know. I take each day as it comes, every opportunity as it comes. I have phenomenal management. This whole thing's been orchestrated from the very beginning. It's bigger than the UFC. It's bigger than myself. It's bigger than the decisions that we're making. So, I'll be back in the gym this week. I'm not going to be sparring and doing all that stuff, but I'll be back in the gym this week. I'll be putting some miles in this week. I never take a rest. And we'll see what happens next. We're definitely going back to the drawing board. I will be champion. I will be UFC champion by the time my career is up. And I got a taste of it tonight. Fell short. But as I said, every young man falls, but every young man gets back up.
Michael back here. Would it be safe to say before your career's over with, you got to see Charles one more time in the octagon, regardless if he has the belt again, or does it matter? It's all about the belt versus the person.
Yeah, to me, it's all about time, circumstance, the belt, the division. I mean, I've never been the kind of guy who needs to get a loss back. Charles Oliveira was the better man tonight. I zigged when I should have zagged. The fight ended how it ended. I hold no animosity towards him or anybody else that I've lost to in my career at this point. We'll see. This division moves quickly. The UFC moves quickly. This is the biggest, baddest, and fastest moving promotion on the planet. So my name will always be in the mix, whether it's Charles or any of the other guys in the top 10. So we'll see what happens next.
How did you feel when you went back to your stool after that taxing first round? And does it feel good to see that he's choked out many people in those positions he had you in, that on the big stage, that where you working in the gym, it's something, you're doing something right, because we've seen many people get put to sleep by that same man in that same position. Yeah,
I mean, in there, I don't know. I've felt at home inside that octagon every single moment that I've been in there. I was born for this. I was bred for this. I lost tonight. That doesn't mean I wasn't born and bred for it. Charles Oliveira on my back didn't scare me. Getting the hand control and then eventually getting out of it. I actually don't even remember how I got out of it at this point, but I'll go back and watch the fight. And, just making adjustments. I feel confident in every single position inside the confines of mixed martial arts competition. And Charles got the best of me tonight. If we fight again, we'll see what happens. But all I know is I'm coming for the belt eventually.
And for that, to prolong that chase, with you being a mild-mannered guy, and people tend to talk a lot of noise or shit, if you want to say, in general, do you think you might have to do that in the future with all these people that you have to see, the Poiriers and Connors that engage in that, and they speak English, so it's directed towards you? Do you think you may have to get out of character to get back to where you want to go to? Because that seems to be the theme of this promotion.
No, not at all, man. I truly believe me being exactly who I am and authentically and unapologetically me works for me. It works for the promotion. You've seen the way the reception that I've gotten. For a lot of years, I was outside of this organization thinking that I would never come to this organization because that exact thought process, that exact thread was maybe what the UFC was looking for. I think I was wrong. I was absolutely wrong in thinking that. I think Dana likes the way that I act. I think the UFC brass, Hunter Campbell, they like the way that I act, the way that I talk, what I stand for, and I just want to be unapologetically me. And I encourage everybody to do that in every single industry. But I'm going to be who I am as long as the day is long, and I'm going to come back from this and put on a streak.
And final question for me, do you think the experience and being in this game 13 years will help you get to where you want to go? Because some people might say, hey, the stage was too big for him, when for me it seemed like it wasn't, just didn't go your way. But what you want to say to those people that say, oh, the stage was too big for him in the UFC, he should have got that shot after all?
Yeah, no, I mean, I was at home in there. I mean, if you don't think I'm world class, that's fine. Do your thing. I think the people who understand the sport, the people who've seen my resume, who've seen my body of work, who've seen what I've done in the sport, the things that I've come through, just like every man has in this sport. Then I'm world class, and I can hang with these guys. Zigged when I should have zagged, and ended up with Charles Oliveira getting the belt around his waist. So, to those people, I say thank you, because I'm going to work harder.
Hey, Mike, down here to your right. First round, you had him against the cage. You hurt him. He was evading, and you were very close to finishing there. Landed some really good elbows. How close do you think that really came to ending the fight?
Man, I don't know. I remember thinking, holy cow, it's about to happen. Probably a dumb thought. Should have just made it happen. Right? Out there thinking about making it happen instead of making it happen, man. Just make it happen, Michael. No, I mean, yeah. That right there, case in point, Charles Oliveira showed some gall, I know I hit him with a hard shot, and he was down there kind of doing the head bob thing. Benson Henderson used to do that too, kind of a weird thing, but it's effective, man. You can't get a beat on the head, and you're also trying not to punch him in the back of the head, which I shouldn't have worried about that because nobody else does. But I'm also trying to work within the confines of the sport, the rules. But yeah, no, I mean, hats off to him. He came through some adversity, because I think he was pretty darn close to me getting the belt around my waist.
The slam when he was on your back, it seemed like it busted him open. Did the back of your head collide with his face?
I don't know. I mean, I hope something good came out of it, because that was probably a dumb idea. But it was probably pretty entertaining too. So I don't know. No, I think. I don't know, actually. I don't know where that cut came from, but it was bloody. There was a lot of blood, so made for a good fight as long as it lasted.
Some people, including Tony Ferguson at the press conference the other day, were saying, you didn't deserve this title shot so soon in your UFC career. Well, you got the shot, but now you can climb your way back and, have some fights under your belt in the UFC. Are you kind of embracing that idea maybe now? Like, all right, maybe you say I don't deserve it now, I'll deserve it when I, come back.
Yeah, I mean, you just got to embrace the reality of the situation and the nature of the business. This is the business that we chose. I still love fighting for the UFC. Man, I feel like I am in the place where I'm supposed to be. I feel like, just like the very beginning of my career, I got shot out of a cannon and fought Eddie Alvarez in the first 18 months of my career. Probably a little bit too green, a little bit too young. This time I got, pushed to the title shot after a couple fights. I by no means was not ready for this. I was 100% ready, 100% prepared. I have the best coaches, best team around me. I kept saying it. You couldn't have scripted it any better. This seemed like this was going to be it. It seemed like it was a foregone conclusion. And I don't think I ate those words by saying that. I don't think I think I had the confident expectancy that great things were going to happen inside that octagon tonight. And some great things happened, and we put on a great show, and Charles Oliveira was the better man. Charles Oliveira is the lightweight champion of the world right now, and we'll come back.
Thanks, Mike.
Over here, right behind him. One thing that Dana said about you just before you came out was that it created the laws of possibilities that you basically haven't faced any of the top UFC lightweights. In looking kind of across the industry at the UFC over the last 10 years, you said that, this isn't personal for you, it's not animosity, but was there anyone stylistically or competitively that you thought, man, I'd like to fight him someday, or I'd like to prove myself against him?
All of them, I mean, I was the guy outside the UFC wanting to fight them all, till I came in and all of them said no. Now that I have a loss, maybe someone will say yes. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. No names stick out right now. Only name that sticks out is my wife Bree and my son Hap, and the family and friends that are here. I want to hang out with them, and we'll go from there. So we'll see.
Great, thank you.